So conservatives are starting to fight back. It is happening to us too. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But you can go to 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 and find all the ways to support us. You can check out rebuildingdemand.com and support our nonprofit organization. You can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and study. And also, we have thefallenstate.tv. Ring the bell.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. You've absolutely changed my life for the positive, and I just want to thank you. I was 29-year-old beta, living at home with my mom, and just was living in fear and in doubt, and I couldn't hold down a job. And then I found you, and I started listening. I started just being more at peace, and I forgave my mom, and I forgave my father. And it's like right after that, everything just changed in my life, and I was able to get a good job, and I moved out, and I live on my own now, and everything has just changed. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for spreading that message. It really is a positive message.
Amazing. That's good, man. I want people to know God loves us in ways that there are no words to express, because you have nothing to compare it to, right? Stay with the silent prayer. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better. Isn't Nick a Mexican?
Colombia.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home. That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. How was your weekend? Back with you on this fine Monday. Lunch for some, a little later for others. Thank you again for tuning in, rolling in from Joel's chat and all that, watching the Bond Network. We got you. How you doing, folks? Appreciate it. Everybody was with me over the weekend. You know, we got off on Saturday, If you were expecting a flight Friday, again, apologies. You hopefully got your rebookings all scheduled, all your refunds all squared away. You know, one thing that Anchor Baby Airlines is good at, is pretty good at, and you can take this a number of ways, is customer service, especially in the mea culpa, we'll fix it, we'll do it tomorrow. I shouldn't laugh too hard about that. That part of the Anchor Baby Airlines, you know, that's fleshed out. So we got you. We did it Saturday. So appreciate it, everybody who was with us. We landed beautifully, didn't we? Really, really nice landing, don't you? You got to say, where did we land? Colorado Springs. People were not happy about that. Some people were like, oh, why are we going to Colorado Springs? What's so bad about Hey, I've never been. Like, why are we going there? So we're going to get into it here. You can call the Anchor Baby, 888-775-3773. Nick, stop giving yourself diary. Do you mean dairy? What's up, Tomas? Nick had an ice pack on his forehead, sipping Pedialyte. Yeah, a lot of theories on the headaches here, okay? Stop giving yourself... Do you mean dairy, Tomas? Because I just refuse. That's not even real. That cannot be real. Dairy headaches, we're going to ignore that. Hypertension, glucose headaches, maybe. Okay, you need a balanced diet. I'm not with all this glucose hate. I don't get this gluten hate, glucose hate, carbohydrate hate. I mean, it's ridiculous, but don't take the Anchor Baby's words to mean, let me go get a pack of sour Skittles. Maybe you've even seen the Anchor Baby with a pack of sour Skittles. Do as I say. But theories, they're saying water. They're saying water. Maybe Nick should have had a bottle of water. I know it's a big controversy. The water controversy. We got into it a little bit. Controversies everywhere, really. We got plenty of those. Definitely plenty of controversies. See, I mean, are we in war times, they say? Is this war times? War is broken out everywhere. Everywhere you look. I keep saying that, but it's true. Think about it. Now with, you guys caught Joel Friday, right? Drake business. What's going on here? The campuses, you got the Palestine versus Israel happening on the American soil. The campuses, the hip hop world in a feud I don't know, it seems to have gotten everybody going. You got these two people releasing music. Like, where'd you guys get all these songs from? You didn't just think of these things, right? You guys must have been thinking of these things. I don't know if if you caught Joel Friday at all or been in tune at all with this mess. I haven't been that in tune, but it's fascinating. Everybody's at war. The regions, there's global regions. Look, Ukraine, war. Israel. The world is at war. If I was a producer for some of these rap personalities, I don't know, I think Gaza, Ukraine, like, it's almost thematic. I'm not being cynical. I'm just leaving it open in the realm of possibilities. If I was a producer and, I wanted to be viral, if I want some virality, so if I wanted to go viral, maybe you add to that refrain that's happening. This refrain of war, okay? You get it? Anyways, it almost seems something about rap and hip-hop and all this, real quick. If I remember, it used to be pretty violent, no? There was a time when New York and L.A. were pretty violent. No? Is it safe to say, maybe someone can help me out here, the American Anchor Baby, L.A., New York, there was a time where they were pretty violent. Like, the violent crime and homicides were pretty high. There were some something with Rudy Giuliani, maybe. There were some crackdowns. And these moments in politics and America kind of, it's kind of like evidence that you can crack down on crime, that you can deal with these sorts of things. It's not a mystery. But also, in terms of the rap world, a lot of that was pushed along with by some of these feuds in rap, no? I could be wrong about this, but the most famous one I remember growing up, obviously way before I was even paying attention or alive, maybe even, Biggie, Tupac, but it calls back to maybe a more violent time where beef was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying bring beef back. It's like these rappers today, they're not about it. They're not even killing each other. You know, I'm not saying anything like that. If anything, they're putting out some of their best stuff. War is bringing out the best in people, maybe. It's a mess. But maybe not, you know, the best. It's refining their egos so you could put out the most amazing ego thing, maybe. Just off the top here. But on this like feuds business, is this, a part of me is like, okay, this is like an evolution in rap feuds. You think about violence that ended for various reasons. Mama spirit, who knows? The crackdown of the feminine spirit on the world. Yeah, that's not going to gel anymore. And now, an evolution, which kind of happened with what? Like back at Kendrick, Control, Big Sean, they were like, he called out a whole bunch of people by name. It was this big thing, right? He called them out all by name in a rap song. Whoa, it's like real shots. He's like calling them by name. And it's been festering since like 2013, 2014. He's like, Kendrick's like, ASAP, Drake, Rocky, blah, 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 push it. I got love for y'all, but I'm trying to murder y'all. N-words. If anybody remembers anything like this. Because that was when I was kind of paying attention to rap. Good Kid, Mad City. It's been a while, you know. So I say that because that war has always been festering. It's always there. People are just, they're just peace times. People are just amassing their arms. That's why you need strong men. Strength and peace is not how people really think it is. It's not how these women think it is. But people have been gathering their arms, their ammunition, their stockpiles. That's how people are. And if you kind of think about it in the context here, Kendrick, Drake, just thinking about that. What was I saying about that real quick? It's personal. I was saying this, that one part of me thinks it may just be like an industry thing, maybe being cynical, but an evolution of rap beef that's got everybody talking about it. Or this is actually really getting nasty because it's not I'm the greatest rapper anymore. This is like personal. This is like nasty personal, if any of what they're saying is even real. And is this the return of we're seeing savagery everywhere. It's barbarianism and it's glorified. People glorify anger and hate. It's their morality. Think about how people react to the N-word. If the wrong person says it, it's carte blanche. You can beat the crap out of that person. They could be beat to an inch of their life. But if they said the N-word, it's like, oh, okay. Oh, he said the N-word. Like that's supposed to be a actual logical at all, even like normal response in a society. Not in this one, at least supposedly. So the barbarians are here. The savages have taken the government. They've taken, you know what I mean? It's Mad Max. If you allow me to be a little bit exaggerated. So it's personal. I don't know. It's nasty stuff. And it's always there, actually. I realize. It's always there because it exists in people and individuals. This, let's keep it general, spirit of anger and hate. It's always there. And so when we're looking at things with a bird eye, like from a bird's eye view, looking at society, I think, in my opinion, maybe I'm ignorant here. You could call me. Nick, you don't know what you're talking about. 888-775-3773. But I think a couple of things, simple things about human nature can maybe lend some light into kind of what's going on if we're keeping it general. So this is what I mean. It's always there, this spirit. They're saying Marxism is incoming. And I hope to have a guest soon on about this. I've given you a little bit of a baseline, maybe even a bit, just enough, I personally think, to get into some interesting economics things. And we'll have a guest. It'll be interesting because we'll do it my style. Marxism, they say it's this Marxism's coming up. This fits with the universities and this campus protest and anti-Semitism. We're going to get into all of that here, and you can call in. So there's this change in the people, and many are wondering, right? On the right, people ponder about these topics, Marxism. The people are being they're just in tune with more leftist policies, etc., because of a number of reasons. Brainwashing by the campuses, right? Marxism in the schools. Marxism in the schools, brainwashing, money by organizations and all that. Demographics change. There's people with more, I wouldn't even call it novel or alternative. Just speaking clearly on this subject, demographics is a clear factor here. Who is in America, like immigration, etc. All these changes are changing politics. You're understanding me, right? So about that, though, you understand these reasons. They say the education, for example, this indoctrination in the schools. What I'm trying to get at is, I don't know if that's a full explanation. There's clearly there's clearly something to talk about there. There's clearly been a capturing almost of institutions, especially important ones, that it's seemingly like the right may be ignoring a little bit. Oh, it's just dumb universities, right? What are you going to go there for? You just be stupid. It's absolutely true. But what was maybe a campus meme, what was maybe just some losers with a Che Guevara shirt in college, is seemingly now the U.S. government, CEOs of companies, etc. You understanding me? So this Marxism, I wanted to kind of make this point here, is seemingly that this capturing and all that, I don't think is a full explanation. What I mean to say is that even if you had all these universities and you printed all the books with you had like classes of Marxism and all that, I just find it hard to, what I'm trying to get at, just simply, I'll put it like this, is I find it hard to believe that it's just ideology. It's just some students read something and they need to change the world now. Like, what's going on in your life, I'm trying to say. Like, what's going on in your life that's got people thinking like this? And I think my economics might explain this a little bit. Here's what I mean. It's not that Marx is this influx of Marxism. It's always been there, and it's always there. The spirit of evil is Satan in the mind, of greed, of victim and victimizing, of blaming. It's always been there. But imagine you have lost souls, which is like the world. You have Marxism, communism, whatever you want to call it, the ism, converting these lost souls of the world into their world, because you can kind of prove it. Here's one of the things about Marxism. And it goes deeper than that. It's not just communism, Marxism. Listen, it's deeper than that. But here's one of the things. Here's one of the tenets, shall we say. They don't hate capitalism. You've heard me maybe mention something I heard maybe on the Hake Report about capitalism being a stepping stone to communism. But it turns out it's true. The communist Marx, they love capitalism. They believe basically that you need capitalism to build wealth. You need it. You need the capitalism to grow and build an amazing amount of wealth. But this capitalism is on the backs of workers, and they start throwing in all that stuff. And so eventually, the inequality, once it gets to that stage, we got to swoop in. That's basically what it is. We got to swoop in once they get to a certain point. But we got to let the capitalists get all the wealth so that we can now enact and spread it to everyone and do what we do and I don't know, make the world a utopia. That will always be there. But imagine if you look at the world today. Look at the economy today. They tell you, when you see Biden, when you see the news headline saying, another report saying an amazing booming economy, you now have converted a whole swath of dumb idiot college students, soft heads like Yuri Bezmenov says. You've converted them into this because they hear you say that, and then the inequality, and it feels like that. You understand what I'm saying here? It's almost like an economics thing. Can you understand what I'm saying here? That's why we need a businessman, Trump. So hopefully we can get into that one of these days. I find this all interesting about human nature, and it's always there. And you realize this truth of evil, and you realize how kind of people have gone mad. They are, and they've been mad since like the beginning of the 19th century. Am I using that correctly? 19th century? Is that 1900s or is that 1800s? I mean 1900s, okay? When they thought that they could have a war to end all wars, a democracy for everybody. We'll end pain itself. We'll end. They've been going crazy, in my opinion. But anyways, hey, I get to say this from the comfort of this studio in the peace that they created. However, we may be able to criticize it today. But anyways, 888-775-3773. All this Marxism, it brings me to the campuses a little bit. You know what I mean? Anchor Baby notifications not coming through. Hold on. Is people trying to get to me? What's going on here? What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Is there noise in my chat? What's going on? Nick finna pull out Microsoft Paint. No. Don't worry. But, hey, I'm not saying, maybe you're not worried. Maybe you're excited, but well, that'll be not right now. What are the people saying? I think everything's okay. Let me check the super chats and all that, because you could buy me a coffee.com/anchorbaby. If you would like to support. Okay, I think everything's cool. Should we restore? Wait, I'm trying to show you something here. Should we restore the crown? Down with the crown, says some yellow-shirted, yellow-bellied, yellow-shirted protesters somewhere. Down with the crown, they say. Abolish monarchies, ... France, Germany, Greece, Italy, Portugal, Russia, Turkey, USA, and more. Just Great Britain? Huh. Such a poignant shirt, man. Down with the crown. You know, if I was king. You know, there's a couple things I would do here if I was king. If you had a king, you would you'd know who to blame. But where was I going with this? I'll tell you what I'd do if I was king later. I'll tell you what I'd do. But there will always be Marxism. There will always be antisemitism. Okay, I'm trying to talk to you people. I'm talking about hateful people, hateful liberal Jews, hateful anybody who believes in anti-Semitism. There'll always be. I'm trying to talk to you. We need some language here. We're gonna try and meet halfway, because there's no such thing. But hold on, there'll always be anti-Semitism in a sense. Let me get into this because there's been an interesting thing. Elon Musk has let Nicholas Fuentes back on Twitter. Nicholas J. Fuentes. You know he's been crazy banned everywhere if you don't know. And what's been quite interesting is his response, Elon Musk specifically, saying, you got to just let things out in the open. And I've noticed largely it seems like the right wing has kind of reacted the same way. Pretty much everyone I can think of has seen this as a positive thing. And just congratulate him back on Twitter. And it's like, okay, you speak for yourself. And as long as you don't break the rules of the platform. And Elon Musk, his mentality here, like he said in the tweet where he responded to this, is if there is such a thing, anti-Semitism and all that, it's going to be that you got to leave it out in the open, better out in the open than festering in the darkness, etc. Is this a little bit of daddy's home, father's spirit? Am I getting too excited here? It's just I grew up in a world of mama spirit. You merely adopted the mama spirit. Okay? We talk about trauma. Okay, I'm gonna be a little victim here for 60 seconds. Okay? Oh, you don't know what it was like. You never had it so good. We were traumatized on a daily basis. Do you know what a waffle of a certain color is? Look, we don't need to get into it. We were children. Okay? You merely adopted the mama spirit. We were molded by it. And I'm talking about, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Elon Musk here responding to this fear, I think. Anti-Semitism, it's a fear. It's a fear. Elon Musk saying, why have fear of it? Let's talk about it. That's so manly. Right on. Just awesome. Okay. Because these wars are breaking out. They're seeming to be at most campuses. And it's I don't think it's necessarily a good thing personally. It's not a good sign, specifically. I mean, I think even a turning on Israel sentiment I don't think that's a good thing, what's going on, personally. But we'll get into this. Here's what I want to get into. So where am I? Let me open this up. Hamas. This is how I wanted to start this. Never again. Hamas accepts a Gaza ceasefire proposal from Egyptian and Qatari mediators. But Israel refuses, describing the deal as a ruse. It's just a trick. It's Jedi mind tricks. Jedi mind tricks. Israel refuses. Right on, Israel based. Oh, you want a ceasefire now? All of a sudden, huh? Now you want to play peace. Right on, Benjamin Netanyahu. You keep the pressure on. I'm laughing because it's a war. It's wartime right now. These is fighting words. I know what I'm saying. I'm almost taking a side. I like the don't take a side position. Truly, truly. But then it's like everybody talks about it. I'm almost like forced to confront certain things, and it's like, okay, you want me to take a side, huh? Guess what? It's round, and the Jews, I love the Jews. Guess what? I love the Jews. But hey, I'm just messing around. We're just playing around. Anti-Semitism bill. That's what I want to get into as well. I mentioned it the other day. I think we even read the Axios article there, but can I stress like what it says, what it's about here? Can we get into that here in a moment? But what else did I want to say about Hamas ceasefire? You know, we want peace. I would definitely like to see peace. But what's peace? What the heck do you even know about peace? You need strength. You need, what do you even know about peace? Just give them a state. I don't know. A lot of things have been tried. Don't you understand? We're going to get into it here. But anti-Semitism bill, what the bill says here, pretty interesting because this whole thing is about, I heard it talked about, it's about illegal speech and all that, but it's actually specifically about these protests about the war. It's specifically about that. Here's what I mean. Like I mentioned the other day when we were going through the Axios article, let me in fact pull it up. Let me pull it up. Like I mentioned, it's about broad bipartisan support. You know it's evil. So they want to enshrine a definition of anti-Semitism. And they say it all with one word. I like how Hake points that out. All one word. Liberals, the language changers are in charge of this. You want to let them tell you what to think and what's evil and what's good? No. You don't want the language spell workers. You don't want the language wordsmiths and spell workers to get in your head like that. You got to overcome words. And so they're trying to enshrine the bill titled the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act would mandate that the Education Department adopt the broad definition of anti-Semitism used by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Now, I don't know a thing about these people, but what the heck is an International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance? Okay, I'm an American anchor baby. Okay, maybe I don't know many things about America, and maybe we could talk about that. But I'm an American anchor baby. What the heck is an International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, and why are they telling me what I can say or not? Is what a lot of conservatives are how they're reacting, and I think that's fine. But hold up, this is actually not even quite about that. It's about this Department of Education. It's about this. And this law gives students and student organizations the ability to call out whatever is under this new broad definition of anti-Semitism, and then bring the law, the federal law, to crack down on this university for whatever. And it puts a pressure on them. This pressure that Republican, bipartisan support from the House, different organizations, pro-Israel Jewish people, which obviously, why would they? Look, that's who's would want to put this kind of pressure. Now, understand something here. This is the IHRA definition. Let me show it to you here, because you got to understand something. Let me put it to you like this. Let me put it to you like this, and then I can show you the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. Because in what world is that okay? Okay, how do I put this? I'm just saying that nobody really loves the Jews. Nobody really cares about anti-Semitism. It's like both sides. Everybody, their talk about Israel, they're pro or against it, is and it's it's all politics. It's money. And no one is, it's not really about free speech. Do you see what I'm saying here? It kind of puts a big spotlight on the American government and people in power and Americans themselves, the individuals. People in America don't really care about free speech. You understand? It's about pressure, politics, money, which is like this kind of pressure. It's like, it's like obvious. Of course, someone who's really into whatever identity they're into are going to defend that identity. If you were just strong enough to ignore that. You know what I'm saying? So it shows the weakness. Do you understand what I'm saying? It shows how this is not about free speech. Is that the point I wanted to make real quick? It's you realize this crackdown. Here's let me put it like this. Allow me to work this out. Look at the definition of anti-Semitism from IHRA. And tell me if this is tell me if you need this. If you are a Christian who believed that anger is evil, that you have to love your enemy, that and all people with anger you hate. If you hate, you're a son of Satan. Tell me if you really need this anti-Semitism definition if you believe those things. Because check it out. Where was I? Calling. It says, calling for aiding or justifying the killing or harming of Jews in the name of a radical ideology or an extremist view of religion. Duh, absolutely. That would be evil, and you don't need anti-Semitism to that definition and all that. That would be clear for a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Can I make this point as well? They call it working definition of anti-Semitism. A working definition. That's unfair. That seems a little. That seems like a little bit like cooking the books. You know what I mean? Like, hey, whoa. Do you get to do that with? Do you get to do that with any other word? What the heck? You're cooking the books. Okay, duh. You don't. This is obviously evil. The first one. Making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or I don't even know what mendacious means. Stereotypical allegations about Jews. Wait, hold up. Stereotypical? You can't use stereotypes about Jews, such as the power of Jews as collective. No one doubts that. They're smart, individual, and then as a group, they've done many things. I think that's amazing. Such as especially, but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy. Okay, so they're saying that that's anti-Semitism, right? But you wouldn't need, if you just knew that judgment, if you just knew that when you hate, that's evil, right? That you have to love your enemy, then anybody who's playing the victim and blaming is evil. So we don't need to focus on one. Don't you understand IHRA? Don't you understand that this will always be there? But you're just telling the lost souls that what you're saying is a real thing when it's not. There is no anti-Semitism. It's just hate. And lost souls will hear you and think they'll either get scared and think it's true what you're saying, and so now we must be fearful. We must stamp out anti-Semitism, or they'll think and take another side. They'll take the opposite side and say, "Oh, these people are trying to hide this truth that there is a conspiracy, a Jewish conspiracy." So, you don't need that if you're just a Christian. Accusing Jews as people being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoings, like, that's just crazy already. Don't you know that that's crazy? When you imagine someone doing something wrong. Anyways, you get it. I'm pointing out why would a Republican need this? Why would a Christian, why would you need to go along with this at all? And so you understand the point I'm trying to make here, hopefully, which is basically this on this crackdown. This crackdown is how do I put it? I'm a little lost here with my notes. The crackdowns are not about free speech. You get it? That's all I'm trying to say. You got these female university heads. You remember? October 7th happened. The students at Harvard, if I remember this correctly, put out a letter saying, we support Hamas, basically, because it's a genocide. It's Gaza. So then it's justified what they did. Big pushback from people who disagreed. And these campus university, these university presidents, remember? Claudine Gay and the other one? These protests broke out at their universities and they said, hey, it's free speech. They got to duke it out. Basically. They got a lot of pushback. And they were even removed or whatever. They're not, Claudine Gay is not president anymore. This is how I see this. Hopefully you're following me so far. These female university heads, they are the people that the men basically gave the keys to. These universities are, what do they say about them? The places where academia can duke out ideas and be free, and so they can be better, so they can find the truth. The elite of academia. Who did we give the keys to? These women, okay? And these women are like, well, that's free speech, right? And they couldn't stand up. They couldn't stand up to the even crazier Eve spirit in these Hamas Palestinian people. You understand? And so they couldn't really keep free speech going. You realize this crackdown, what I'm trying to say, is not due to the love of free speech, is all I'm trying to say. It's not about free speech. It's like politics, pressure, all this crap. Not because we got strong people. Not because we have strong people in charge with strong men. And they say, the facts are, it's genocide. It's a genocide. This is the facts. It's what they say, the numbers, all these numbers, 25,000 women and children. And then you compare it to the 1,200 in October 7th. It's like, look at those numbers. One is bigger than the other. Duh, it's a genocide. But, it's like that letter from those pro-Hamas people when this all started in Harvard. They said it's justified. Well, of course you could do that. It's justified. Well, tell me, how are they not? Then how is this not justified? Anyways, look. What else do I want to say about this? I don't see strength in this free speech thing. No one really cares about that. I don't see anybody. Let me see what else I want to say about this. It'd be nice to see an American senator, say something about a bigger war with Iran. It's a fair question to consider. Whatever you may think about Israel, I think they got to get them out, personally. But whatever you might think about that, it's like, is war with Iran a good idea? Well, personally, I would want to see some dissent on that in Congress. Hey, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Can we get some dissent? Can we talk about it, okay? There's some moments Patrick Buchanan has laid out very expertly in unnecessary war with English and American and different statesmen around the world where maybe a little bit of, can we talk about it? Like Winston Churchill called it himself. What do you call World War II? The unnecessary war. Could it have been avoided? Can we learn some lessons here? I'm just putting stuff out there, okay? What else about this? Taking the refugees thing, on the whole taking refugees thing. Oh, well, of course, America's going to take the refugees. That's a us problem. This is what I mean about strength. Now, imagine if I was king, I would kick the Palestinians out. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'd kick the Palestinians out because, we've been trying, no? Am I wrong about that? Like, we've been trying. We've been trying to figure this out, and you got children, bombers, etc. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying they should be dead. I'm not saying they should be killed. I'm not saying they should be genocide. I'm not saying any of that. But if I was king, no Palestine, sorry. Whatever you call yourselves, go into one of these Arab countries. And then we crack down on the Semites. No more. Hey, Iran, Israel, it's daddy's home. Daddy's home. That's it. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. No more fighting. Because we're going to have a world war. That's how it goes. Tit for tat. Allies get involved. As far as I'm concerned, that's not what America wants. That seems to be against the policy here. So these are the things I've been thinking about. This is what I would do if I was king. And what else about that? Yeah, the refugees thing, it seems almost like a us problem. I mean, look at the southern border. We can't even get that under control. And I get it, that's not what people want. I get it that that's the government and all that. But this corruption is even in this case, is a two-way street almost. What I'm trying to say is this mirror relationship between the government and the people, the corruption in the government and the corruption in the people. There's a relationship. But what else? This is what I was thinking about. Anything else on this? Okay. You know, cracking down on protests is kind of a funny thing. It's almost poetic. It's like, of course, the censorship regime would love that. Not let people talk it out. Not let people understand. It's one of the campuses, or just the street. Let's be real, just the street in real life. It's one of the few places people could talk where we may not be censored, where we can maybe understand each other, which is the only pathway to peace, the only one. Yet this devolvement into barbarianism out in these campuses, this devolvement into savagery is almost poetic as well, in that look at all the arms people have been gathering. Look at all the weapons people have been gathering, ready to fight. It's like, at this point, yeah, crack down on these protests. Sorry. Yeah, no more protests for anyone under 35. No more protests. Sorry. But at the same time, we make it free speech absolutism on the internet. Those are my suggestions as king. Because we can't have nice things now. We can't have nice things. Guys are like animals out there. Guys are like animals. And all that fighting is not what free speech was supposed to be. It's not, well, I don't know about what it was supposed to be. I don't know. I was about to get into maybe some lofty conclusions. But it's definitely not for the good. We're not talking so that we may arrive to the truth. It's just two sides. It's just Satan, two devils fighting, okay? So that's my suggestion. Crack down. No more protests. Sorry, you lost that right. And then we just make it totally open on the internet. Everybody's on ban. This is ridiculous. Obviously, free speech and on Twitter and all these platforms that have the power to crack down on the mass population. We're about to get into that. Google, holy crap. People don't really. It might be difficult to think about the technology sometimes here, considering that it's just even in my lifetime that the smartphone has become ubiquitous, that the majority of people have one. So to think about what Google is doing here in a moment and how they're protected by the law is kind of fascinating and is almost emergency. This has to get done. And where the heck are the Republicans? Yeah, censorship. But where was I? Google. But I was saying about these protests, cracking down, it's poetic. It's like people have been gathering arms, and because they maybe even partly due to being unable to talk, being able to have that free speech, which the establishment seems so hell-bent on having control over, that it's festered in this way. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's almost poetic the crackdown, the protests themselves, the whole thing. What else here? What else? We must give the Department of Education the tools to hold college administrators accountable for refusing to address anti-Semitism on their campuses. That comes from Representative Michael Lawler. He's a Republican out of New York, and is this bill's lead sponsor. So you understand, this is all about a specific fight. This victim blaming isms. It's not about free speech. It seems quite clear to me that this is proof that Republicans would never do anything for America, but would totally do something for, allow me to put it like this, and this may be ignorant. I understand it may be an immaturity here, but this Christian-y kind of a mama spirit, Christian-y, boomery, I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to put it. I hope you understand. Look, kind of boomery, kind of feelings kind of thing. I don't know how to put it. Because imagine if you were at a strong person, a strong man like Trump, then you could actually, you would understand, who actually cared about the border and all that. Someone like that would actually have a love for Israel in the right way. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? I'm trying to crystallize what I'm saying here. There's a way to do that. And I think it's sincere. I don't think it's shilling or whatever they want to say. This connection that some people say, oh, Jesus came from there. He was a Jew and all that. That's, I don't know why people scoff at that like that's insincere or something. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Yeah, can there be... Show me foreign influence of a country. I'll be there right with you. That's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, what else do I want to say about this? I think I want to move on here. Cracking down. Michael Lawler. Okay. Yep. Let's move on here. I got some other things we want to get into. 888-775-3773. It's a war. But yeah, I was mentioning this Google stuff. I think I do want to get into this. Let me pull it up. Technology. Major fights, elections and all that. It's quite... You get it. I'm talking about Google censoring stories. I'm talking about election interference and all that. Okay? And you have these tech companies with an incredible amount of power here, of what should we call it? Power, like... You know what I mean? Like, they have reach. They have reach, simply. They have in their hands really control of information streams and who it gets to and how it does. Do you understand that? And so there's Dinesh D'Souza is making some noise about this. Google has taken down this Trump ad on the pretext of violating its guidelines. And he shares this ad. We have a little ad. It's called We Do a Little Campaigning, right? Let's play this little video. Why not? Why not, Mr. President? You can't talk to me like that. I'm the president. Boom. Will this refresh? Hey, I can only click so many things at one time, folks. There's only so many clicks I could do. We click there. We click here. Because they're saying Google took this down. So let me show you what I'm looking at. Boom. Google took down an ad. Google reverses course. Hold up. We got this from Yahoo News. Interesting. Hold on.
Hello.
Looks like we got a reversal, huh? We'll get into that. But we'll show you the ad real quick. Why not?
I'm with the Biden campaign.
Let's roll that beautiful ad.
Hello, I'm with the Biden campaign.
Yeah, I voted for Biden last time.
That's fantastic.
Uh-oh, he sounds black.
Everything costs more. Food, gas, rent.
Okay, but Biden's helping pay rent for newcomers to America from around the world.
You mean illegal immigrants? I'm struggling to pay my bills, but Biden's paying rent for illegals? They get handouts and I'm paying for it.
But Biden can still count on your vote, right?
Things were better before Biden. I'm voting for Trump.
Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Did you hear his voice? He's like, my bills. Uh-oh, Democrats. You heard the voice. And I've heard a lot of callers' voices. I have some experience with this, but what do I know? I'm just saying, Democrats. You better be scared. I'm messing around. Maybe I'm cynical. Google reverses course on yanking pro-Trump ad after conservatives complain. MSN.com. The election is still 6 months away, and big tech is already seeking to help President Biden, who is failing and flailing, stay in office. Google pulled an ad over the weekend, so that was confirmed, that supported former President Donald Trump. The ad featured a Biden campaign worker calling a black male voter. Whoa, hold on, MSN. I know I just did the same thing, but how do you know that? The ad featured a Biden campaign worker calling a black male voter. Am I missing something? Was there a black male? Did we see the black male? I'm scrubbing through the video. I'm scrubbing. I see. Oh, I see. At the end, it's maybe implied. Here at the end of the video, Anchor Baby Comprehension. At the end of the video, it says...
You can still count on your vote, right?
Things were better before Biden. I'm voting for Trump.
Black Hispanic young voters abandoned Biden. So, okay. I guess it's implied. MSN, I don't know. Well, we're gonna move on. We can call off the racism police. We had him we were about to sick him, K9s, but we'll calm down here. Okay. Right on. Carry on, MSN. Carry on. The ad featured a Biden campaign worker calling a black male voter. The voter admits to voting. Yes, you saw all that. According to reports, the ad was funded by Make America Great Again, Incorporated, Trump's super PAC, and it targeted black voters in the region in Georgia. Cool. So Google did not make clear what the violation was or how it occurred, yet Google relented after outraged Trump supporters complained and circulated the ad. Wait, but I thought it went against thought it violated something here, Google. A violation's a violation, no? One of them was Donald Trump Jr., who posted on social media, Google is censoring this pro-Trump ad to protect Biden. Let's make it go viral. So right on. Right on. Donald Trump Jr. A day after the ad was initially removed, Make America Great Again Incorporated re-uploaded it to Google. You know, I always thought to myself, I'd want to name, if I had a first son, and with the technique that will be bestowed upon me the day of my wedding, I will be making a baby factor, obviously. I always thought to myself, oh, man, be sick. Be like Lil Nick. Be like Nick and Nick Jr., Nicholas. I don't know. Sometimes I look at Donald Trump Jr. and I'm like, maybe I don't want to do that. I'm messing around, Donald Trump Jr. We love Donald Trump Jr. He's an amazing son, one of the best. I'm sure he's an amazing son. But that's something I thought to myself, be like Nick Senior, Junior. I gotta have one son, the firstborn, Nicholas. It'd be like, oh. Anyways, ego. Ego, you're like, you're going to think one thing. My kids are going to be this way. Sorry. God gave them a gift and personality, and Satan is trying to mess with that, and you got nothing to do with it. Sorry, parents, except for when you pass down anger and hate. Things I was thinking about. Donald Trump Jr., where were we? The tech giant appears to have reversed course after the backlash. All 4 of the ads highlighted below were flagged. It appears they've all been turned back on. So the pressure has them reversing it. Keep the pressure up, because it's crazy. Where do they get off? Understand something here. I got to tell you a little bit of some history here. Tulsi Gabbard versus Google. Did you know anything about this? I didn't. Nobody was there for her. Nobody stood up for Gabbard. Maybe they didn't. I didn't even hear about it. But nobody stood for Gabbard. And now they're coming after us, and we weren't there. What's that expression? Isn't there some expression? Something someone said, some liberal thing? They something about racism, something like that. They didn't stop. They'd said nothing when they came after blacks. They said nothing when they came after the Jews. But now that they're something like that, okay? Tulsi Gabbard, $50 million suit against Google dismissed. She had accused the tech giant of infringing on her free speech when it temporarily suspended her advertising account. It's almost a similar thing here. Advertising account. So what happened here? Let's go down this from Forbes. We got this from Forbes. So judge throws out Tulsi Gabbard lawsuit. This is back in 2020. Does anybody remember this? Was this actual news? Did anybody pick this up? And I'm just like not paying attention because, I don't know, I just didn't realize. I didn't realize what was going on. Nobody stood for Gabbard. Judge throws out Tulsi Gabbard lawsuit claiming Google was trying to silence her. So what happened? Top line. Federal judge dealt a blow. This is back in 2020. Throwing out this lawsuit. So what Gabbard did is she sued Google for $50 million in July of 2019, claiming the company was engaging in election manipulation, trying to silence her when it briefly suspended her campaign's advertising account after the first Democratic primary debate. At the time, Google said one of its automated systems detected unusual activity and froze the account. So it's like more of this games that Google plays. It's like, if you violate it, stand by it. It's okay. You violated it. It's not free speech. We're a private company. Stand by it. I wonder why not. We've gone into some of those details in previous episodes. It has to do with being liable for what people say on your platform. So it's more of this shadow stuff. Oh, it was unusual activity. It wasn't actually someone who did that to Gabbard. It almost belies a little bit of guilt, maybe. Either guilt or self-awareness that maybe others aren't going to like what you're doing. I wonder why, Google, why people are not going to like what you're doing. But yet it goes so unnoticed. I almost, again, I didn't know this was going on. I know that Google's evil. But I just don't know how far it had gotten. Or I'm even being ignorant about that. But let me just show you how far it's gotten, is basically what I'm trying to say. Look, so federal judge said in a decision back then that it did not violate the law by momentarily preventing Gabbard from buying Google ads because it is a private company, not a state actor beholden to the First Amendment. And there's a lot of conservatives who understand that. I can agree with that. I can agree with that as well. But we have to have this conversation here. And people have been having it now for a number of years. Think about that. Elon Musk and X and all that has been the latest kind of iterations of this conversation. So it's ongoing. It's quite interesting. We really are in the middle of a war for your rights, your First Amendment. So Gabbard went through that. They didn't let her buy her ads. In this case, Google pulled these ads. They gave the little weak mea culpa. We didn't quite mean it. We put it back up. So what's really going on here? Is there a violation going on or is it political? So check it out. This is from that same case with Gabbard and Google. A federal judge has rejected a lawsuit, noting the search giant is not bound by the First Amendment. And what did I want to highlight out of this? District Judge Stephen Wilson said Gabbard failed to show that Google's decisions are in any way equivalent to a government regulation of an election. And maybe in terms of the law, maybe Gabbard's team didn't quite, maybe they needed some younger people on their team to prove it. I don't know. Maybe they really didn't quite prove it. Maybe there are people who don't want it to be proven. Because we could use some pretty easy things like our mind that God gave us to deduce some simple things here. And you don't have to be an expert and a politician and a university graduate and brainwashed loser. The question is there regulation of an election? And there already are laws against how do I put this? Lying to people for campaign purposes. You understand what I'm saying? And so the question, it comes to this. It comes to, well, are Google's decisions at all consequential? Consequential, like a government regulation of an election? And the answer is that for anyone that has, you've had smartphones now in your pockets for a number of years now, okay? Pretty much everybody. You know, you look at it, everybody's looking at it, everybody's learning from it. You got it used to be that the generations were a little separated, but I'm seeing the moms, they got the stack, the Kim Kardashian stack, just like the daughters. They're all learning from TikTok. You guys know what it's like. This has a consequential feature in society. It just is. Why is everybody advertising on it? Why is it such a big threat to legacy media, social media? You got young people who, in every shape, way, or form, the legacy world would say unqualified to listen to, are commanding audiences that the mainstream media wish they had. So yeah, it's quite consequential, and I think we can all agree on that. I don't think that's a mystery, and then that's that difficult to prove. You see what I'm saying? If you got a company where everyone gets their news from this place, and they get to just ban whatever they want, heck yeah, we get to talk about it, especially if they're banning things about elections, about supporting and not proving this. You see what I'm saying? The laptop story. I mean, do I have to tell you anymore? Hunter, where's Hunter? Not that I care about that whole Hunter laptop. The whole thing about that was the censorship, was the FBI, was Twitter. That was the whole point of that. Not Hunter's doing cocaine again. I don't know what to say about that. It's known as a captive audience, Nick. What do you mean? Captive audience, definitely captivating. And so we got to talk about it. We're talking about elections. We're talking about the basic principles. You know, you want me to live in this world. You taught me about it growing up in school. You told me all the little P's and Q's. Okay, you got democracy, and in this world you vote, and da-da-da. You really want to do it, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about Google, censorship. We have to talk about, something I used to say is we never got to investigate 2020. And so I left it as I don't know. And I wouldn't dare question it, but hey, we never got to find out. But hey, I heard somewhere there's an update to that. I don't want to put out fake news. Oh, so here's the establishment. Here I'm trumpeting the establishment point here, and I love the establishment, right? We love the establishment. YouTube. That it went through the courts. Apparently, it went through the courts, and it's on the up and up. It's the most free and fair election ever. 2020. But I'm talking about in general, the whole thing, the whole shebang. If we're all going to believe in this thing, everybody's got to be in on it. I'm thinking simply here. Okay, what else? What else here? Gabbard failed to show that Google's decisions are in any way equivalent to a government regulation of an election. I hope that's clear, that they are quite consequential. These social media companies, they're trying to ban TikTok. And again, that's not even a for the people type thing. It's a, social media can affect the soft minds of the public? Yeah, only we get to do that. And I wouldn't necessarily be against that, but the people saying only we get to do that are pretty messed up too. So anyways, what else? Appreciate it, Rumble. What's up, supporters on Rumble? Hake Report. Hey, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎. How you doing? M7. Never seen some of these names. Okay, never mind. Some of these names we'll never see again. Bye. Bye-bye. What's up, Lily Poo? Lily Poo. What else? What else? I think that's it on this. But yeah, Tulsi Gabbard. Now, Google's basically still at it. It's been at it since then. You got to understand. I wasn't looking at the chat. Was this news back then? I totally missed it. Gabbard, we weren't there with you. Gabbard L. Tulsi Loud. What's she do now? What's she even doing now? She went off into obscurity, maybe. That's not such a bad thing, Tulsi. Don't you have children? Maybe she doesn't have children. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, what else? You disagree with my... Looking at chat right now. Disagree with my prescription? No more protests, but you could duke it out online. True free speech. Okay, how about mutual combat? Free speech everywhere. Mutual combat allowed. I suggest adding Ohio Sentinel. Well, if we're talking about, all right, sir, you've been. How do I do this? How do I make him a mod? I would like to add Ohio Sentinel as a mod, and if you don't want to be a mod, just relinquish the wrench. No need to stay mod. Anybody who is a mod, who I've given a wrench to, don't feel pressured. Okay, maybe you just want to chill. That's like, I'm not a mod. I'm just a viewer. I'll always be a viewer. Relinquish the wrench. No problem. I would not mind at all. It would be nice to do that right away here. Might have to do it later. Yeah, we'll do it later. I can't figure out mods. Oh, nice. I found it. Are you not even a mod, Hake? Is there no mods on Rumble? Should I not be saying that out loud? That means there's no it's chaos entropy over there on Rumble. Quickly, mod someone before all the crazies show up, now that I've said it. Quick. Ohio Sentinel 2023. Quick, take the wrench. Grab the wrench, man. And the Hake Report. Quick. Don't drop it. Okay, we're done. But yeah, you can follow and subscribe and watch the show if you like Rumble. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Appreciate it. What's up, DLive.tv? How you doing, Beta Legs? Thank you for being a top contributor. You know what that means, sir. We got ourselves a baller already at the beginning of the week here, Monday, So I appreciate that, Beta Legs. You will be in the Ballers section in first class this Friday. So you want to subscribe and you want to be hitting the notification bell. So you don't miss it. You catch the rebookings and all that. But we'll be taking off. We should be taking off Friday. The creek don't rise. Whoa, we got N-word. Quick mods. I got no wrench or shield. Oh, no. And we got calls, 888-775-3773. Thank you. It might take some time. All right. Let's see here. I think we can move on. Boom, boom. Let's move on. Because I think I'm going to get the calls here. I'm going to get to some calls, I believe. Conor McGregor, mental health, France and Ukraine, and possibly being perfect. Things I want to talk about. Some things I got in the back pocket here for today's show, maybe. We'll see. Some mess with France. They want to fight Russia? What's going on here? And there's this guy who's just like I think a Trump supporter even, but he's wild. He's quite wild. Some are saying there's no helping him, someone like him. You know what I mean? So it makes me think a little bit about Bond, a little bit, and about what, like who Christianity's for, I guess, who a sinner is, who needs to be saved, things I'm thinking about a little bit. And we're talking about sides and war and conservatism and blah, blah, blah. But I love Bond because it really is for everybody. It's the broken, the transgender, the crazy, anyways, you get it. Maybe I'm being a little flowery. We'll get to what the Anchor Baby's thinking about here in a moment. I got Aman out of India, and I appreciate your call, sir. You're on the air.
Yeah, hey Nick, how are you?
All is well, sir. Go ahead.
I had a question. It's a quick question. And
okay. Aman, we lost you there for a second. Test. Cut out there for a sec, I imagine. He's calling us from India. That's pretty. Hey, Aman, I hear you loud and clear now. You cut out there.
Okay, so
start again.
I had a quick question about this.
Okay.
So I was about to do something, and I was like thinking about it, like maybe I should do this, do it, that, and all of a sudden something reminds me that I could do it this manner. What is that? Like, who reminds me of this stuff?
Okay. Describe that again. You said there's something you want to do. Is it something you want to do?
Yeah, like when you are trying to do something and you overcomplicate it, and all of a sudden you remember it and it simplifies it.
And can you describe that more?
I don't know how to give you an example because it just happened like half an hour ago. I don't know.
And please please avoid being personal. Don't say anything you don't want to say. So you just tell me, hey, Nick, I don't want to say. But yeah, I'm trying to get you to describe that. What happened? I guess give me an example if you could. But describe what you mean. Describe the doubting. Describe the what made it simpler. And yeah, whatever else you could describe. Especially an example.
It's the most simple. It's the most simple thing.
Okay.
Like, so I just came back from bathing myself, and my towel was wet.
Okay.
And I had nowhere to hang the towel, and I was like, I should do this. You should do it. But all of a sudden, something reminds me that you could just hang it right in front of you. And I was like, wow, that's easy. Like I just hanged it there, and it's getting dried. And I was like, Who reminded me of that?
Let me think. What was complicated about the towel again?
Because I had no way to hang it.
Yeah.
You know?
You remind me of someone I know, actually. You remind me of someone I know, actually, who refuses to use the tools around them. And this is what I mean. It's not that they refuse. They almost not even paying attention. And how do I put this?
Like I'm not conscious about it.
This person, for example, was we were driving in a car and they were like hot. And they're like, what do I do? I'm so hot. And then I just told them to put down your window. And it was like a light came on. It was like a light came on. Yeah. They could suddenly see again. Oh yeah, I could just put down my window. Why don't I use the tools around me? I can't even tell you why that is, man, but you just reminded me of this person a little bit.
Yeah, but for me, like, nobody told me. Like, something all of a sudden clicked or reminded me of that. But I'm not sure if it's who it, like, how does that happen?
I can't say I know, but let me do something maybe evil. Apologies, folks, but if I'm going to put money on it, I'd say,
okay.
Here's what I'm trying to say. The voice, whatever you said, you heard of. Let me make something clear quick before I say something. You said you heard a voice. You heard a voice.
No, not
okay.
a voice.
I was just trying to make something clear.
Yeah.
So you didn't hear a voice. It was just a realization. You just saw. Okay, let me just put the towel there. Duh.
Yeah, it's almost like something reminds me of something that I already know, or like
I don't know your situation. I'm not in your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please always make decisions for yourself. But Satan's mission is to confuse you, and is to not bring clarity. Okay. And if you notice in life, the thoughts and anything in life, even Jesse said something really interesting, really just simple and beautiful about this on Sunday, about doing what is painful to do, about when something tells you don't do it, when something tells you it's too hard, when something tells you you should do it later, do it anyways, blah, 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 right? The pain should be a marker for what should be a marker for what you're avoiding and what you should go straight to. You understand that part? And so, I don't know. Again, this is not me telling you exactly what that voice is, Aman. That's God, Aman. No, I'm not telling you that because you're Aman. So understand, I'm not telling you that.
Yeah.
That being said, whatever this realization was clarity and not confusion. And the plan and mission of Satan is confusion. You understand what I'm saying here?
Oh, okay, I got it.
So, yeah, that's cool. Clarity is not the language.
But
clarity is not the language of
only
Satan.
For 1 second. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But like,
because that's clarity. Like, it's just do the obvious thing. Use what's in front of me. Like, what else? How else can I put it?
Yeah. I got confused also about like sometimes Jesse says like the devil will make you feel good and he will also make you laugh. And I was like, is it possible for devil to also like overcomplicate something and then give me the answer?
I think so, yeah. Put it like this. Let's say you got clarity or whatever. But then you got all excited about it and you were like, that's God. And that's why, and then you got on some soapbox and then you went to your mom and was like, that's why, Mom, clarity is putting the bathroom. You started talking crazy like a Bible thumper. You know what I mean? It's like, all things can be egotistical, but the clarity is not from Satan. The feelings, that's from Satan. The excitement is from Satan, but clarity cannot be. I could be wrong. I do not think that can be from Satan. Do you understand what I'm saying about that?
I didn't feel excited for 1 second. I just reminded and I did it and just came back to like do my own stuff. And I got questioned like, who reminded me of that? And then like now it makes sense.
Yeah. Interesting, sir.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting, sir.
That's all I had.
Do you have what was I going to ask you?
Go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to ask you.
See, it happens to everybody. In the moment, people forget.
Yeah, big time. It was something about if you had like an example or something about something else like this, but Anything else you want to say
like,
about this, sir? Go ahead.
I did have an example. I told Jesse about it. Like, how much time do I have though?
No, you're welcome to speak. We got a few more minutes here.
Okay, so like I was like, this was in like winter time, like in December, and I was trying to find like a scarf, like like you put scarf in the winter on the neck. I was trying to find a scarf from my father. And I was overcomplicating it. Like I went to all the shops nearby, and I was thinking that I need to go to another state to buy it because I could not find it anywhere. And I was overcomplicating it. And all of a sudden I was like, you know what, forget it. And I just forget about it and let go. In just that 4 seconds later, like some kind of like, I don't know, it's like words appear to me. In that moment when I gave up, words appeared, and it's not like they appeared. I don't know how to say it, but it's like a voice, but not a voice. Like words appeared, but not words appeared. But they were like clear, loud, but not loud, and nothing else existed but that. And it was like 0.1 seconds, but it was like I knew what it meant. And it went away, and I knew where to find it. And I went there in that place. In less than 10 seconds, I found the scarf. And I was like, wow, that was so natural. So it happened like that.
Yeah. And the complicated part about the scarf was, what, you were able to find scarves, but they weren't the one you wanted?
No. I could not find it anywhere.
Oh, you couldn't even find a scarf?
Nowhere. Yeah, around me there are like 30 shops. I went to all of them. I could not find it. And my mind, I was thinking from my mind, and my mind was telling me, oh, you need to go to another state. It's going to take 6 hours to get there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that makes no sense. And all of a sudden, like when I gave up, it's like I heard a voice, but not a voice. Words appeared, but words didn't appear. I just knew like where to find it, like clarity. And I went there and found it easily.
That's definitely interesting, Aman. Yeah, because the voice was telling you, go to another state. Well, you just had to go to one more shop.
Yeah, and it was only 2 words. Like 2 words appeared, and I was like, yeah, I could go there and find it. That place is like, people sell it everywhere there. And yeah.
Please finish. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I was like, if I go there, and I didn't think, and it was not even on my mind. But all of a sudden, something like reminded me or told me, or I don't know what happened. And I told Jesse about it, and I told Jesse, like, I think it was God's voice. But
I'll say this.
Jesse, like, was in a hurry, or
I'll say
didn't
this.
say anything about it.
I'll say this. Now that you've described it more, I appreciate that. I almost can even somewhat relate. I say that cautiously because, I could just be what I'm feeling and thinking. But listen, I feel like I relate to everything you're saying, man. And for that reason, I'll say this, because when I've been confronted with the same thing, sort of what you might be considering or feeling, is that God, etc. I just left it as I don't know. And I saw all the things you're saying. Even I'm sorry, wow, like this almost fits like the simplicity of the things Jesse talks about and all that. And I thought those things, and I didn't not believe it or believe those things. I just pondered about the same things you're pondering, and I just let it be. Yeah. And I don't think that's a bad position at all, because that's how God's voice will work on you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to figure it out. And it's almost cool to even ponder these things, because now that you're talking about it here on the air with me, I could say how I had like pretty much the exact same thoughts, exact same things, because I too have wondered if different things in my life were God's voice and etc. And it just fits these interesting intricacies of my personal life, and yet there's a beauty in leaving even that as an I don't know.
Yeah. Because like when you know it, you know it. I've noticed that. Like there's no like, I don't have further questions about it. Like I'm like, it's like I'm living it and knowing it.
Because it was clear, right? You did what you had to do, and it was done, and
Yeah.
it was simple, and it's over.
It was so clear. I had no questions. I didn't feel any way about it. I was not excited. I was like, oh, if I go there, I'm going to find it. And I just went there, found it naturally in less than 10 seconds, came back, didn't feel a thing about it. But I did have a question of who is that voice? What is that? Like, who reminded me of that? So, yeah, that was, yeah.
Right on, sir. Appreciate that, Aman. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before we move the wheels here?
Yeah, I wanted to tell like Hake and Sean and pretty much you too. Like I was like watching. There's a guy who interviewed like if you go to YouTube and there's
Careful
a guy
with the plug-in.
Like
If
yeah,
you
yeah,
if
I'm
you
not
want to
gonna
talk
plug
about,
it, like,
oh yeah, yeah.
don't-
Just wanted to
yeah,
let you
I'm
know.
just gonna say the title of the video. Like if you want to
But that's
find
still
it on your
some.
own.
That's
I'm
still
not gonna promote
someone's.
it.
That's still someone's content, and if people don't know, it's just something I like to avoid because then I have to like stand behind content or go against it or whatever. So send that to
No,
me.
it's not that kind of a title.
Oh, I thought you were telling me the title of a YouTube video.
No, like it's not like that kind of like a title, but it's like an old man from like in the USA.
Oh,
And
okay, I misunderstood. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's a dark-skinned fellow interviewing an old white man.
Understood.
And the old white man, like they're like portraying the old man as very racist. And in the video, I watched it all, and the guy was speaking like facts, like he was speaking truth, like dark-skinned people are not able to create, like advanced civilization. They kill one another, rape one another. I don't want to live around them, blah blah blah. And all the comment section was like, this dude is racist, blah blah blah. And then I saw like videos. Like how on YouTube people react to each other.
Totally.
So I saw other dark-skinned people reacting to it, and all of them said the same thing, like this dude is evil. And one of them said like, I don't know why I want to murder this dude.
Oh.
And yeah, he said it on camera, and I'm like, I saw the evil, and at the same time I liked one part about the sentence. At least he said, I don't know why.
Right,
because
right.
most of these people would say, "Oh, I'm going to murder this dude," blah, like
yes.
And I noticed that these people in America, like pretty much dark-skinned ones, they hate the truth. They cannot handle it. And then I was like, maybe I should like tell Hake about it and also tell him to be careful because like you guys are speaking the truth and stuff, so you guys need to be very careful.
Yeah, Aman.
Because these people, like, as soon as they hear the truth, they want to do something to you.
It's amazing that those videos even exist. Almost like proof. Like, oh, see, you're proving our point about all that. But it's crazy because it's glorified, it's justified, and I was saying that earlier this episode on this show. I was saying look at how people react to the N-word. That is seen as morally correct.
Yeah.
You can beat someone to an inch of their life if they said the N-word, and that would be morally acceptable.
And it's not even the N-word. It's the, like, I don't want to hear it from a white person.
Right. It's exactly. Yeah.
Any other race can say it.
That's true.
I would give them the pass, but the white ones, I'm going to do something to them. It's
Yep.
Yeah, it's so evil, like targeting one. And targeting the most creative race out of all, not the ones that are like destroying or like, it's just evil, pure evil.
Nasty stuff, Aman. Appreciate you talking about it, though. Call me again.
Yep. Take care.
Take care, sir. 888-775-3773. Let's see here. I wonder where he is in India. That's interesting. I'll ask him next time. India, it's a big country, no? There's different Indians. There's different sections. I know a little bit. I grew up around some of them. I know that South Indians are different from East Indians and Bengali and all that. Okay, I get it. I just, how big is it? India. And how different can it get is what I'm wondering. Wherever Aman may be, that's pretty cool. India. Okay. What else here? On this fine Monday, 888-775-3773. Thank you, Carver. Says, shout out Nick's broken transgender crazy audience. Thank you. Shout out to them. Thank you, Carver. Appreciate that. Yeah, did I even finish those that statement? I was just saying, like, conservative. We're Trump. We're pro-Trump. We're Christians. Christ is king. But just remembering that little side of who's that for? Who we're supposed to love? The enemy. Just remember. Etc. You know what I'm saying? Okay. What did I want to show you
There's
next?
two types of
Kendrick Lamar. Controversial? Kendrick Lamar? Drake. Controversial take on cereal. This is why you watch this show. Important news. Important stuff. The wars are breaking out everywhere. And Kendrick Lamar is pulling zero punches.
Usually up front?
What?
Am I usually what?
Up front?
And he's even going after cereal eaters. What the heck? YouTube is an unusable website, maybe. I'm trying to show one simple little video. Late night cereal, you know, I care about it. Kendrick Lamar, embroiled right now in a war that rap has not seen in, I don't know, a long time maybe. Has some comments on cereal. Everyone has controversial takes. Everybody want to have a controversial take. What you should do with water, what you should do with your cereal.
You have your fun cereal, you have your casual cereal. None of that bullshit ass
Oh! We can't do this. This is a Friday video. Sorry, folks. The sun is up. Yeah, we'll leave that for Friday. LNC, that's definitely a Friday thing. Late night cereal. My apologies, folks. Let's move on. He was about to talk about Fruity Pebbles. Okay. He had something to say about boring cereals or something, but only boring people think there are boring cereals. Okay, we'll move on. Don't hang on every word. We'll flesh that out on Friday. Okay, let's move on. Google censorship. What else? 888-775-3773. Oh, yeah. They were zeroing in on these racist white guys. And where is it? They're calling these white guys racist, okay? They're trying to find them on the internet. And they're trying to get them, okay? Let's see here. Or they may even be probing someone here for racism. Wait, hold on. The government? U of Mississippi opens probe over hostile protest that involved racist taunts. This possibly could be... Oh, yeah. It is, I'm pretty sure. So, basically, this is the problem. The problem is this guy, okay? I think there may be others, but apparently he did a pretty bad thing, okay? And you don't do this to a black woman. You definitely don't do this to a black woman, okay? And that's make monkey sounds. Yeah, that's DEFCON. That's DEFCON 3. And I just don't want to put out fake news. I want to be positive here. Wait, hold on. And I see your calls. Let's see if we could do this all really quick. 888-775-3773. About to get to calls here real quick. Video footage of a student. Okay, we're pulling it up because we want to be accurate. We don't want to be putting out fake news. And we don't want to be slandering, etc. Here's the video shared by NPR. And it's about this. U of Mississippi opens probe over hostile protests, the racist taunts. It's about the monkey gestures I'm talking about. We have confirmed the story. Watch the video. Whoa, 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 man. USA. Sperry's. What else? Pit vipers, what do you call them? You gotta love it. So I guess that was the monkey gesture at the beginning. Right here. So that was, I guess, some chimpanzee monkey type thing going on. That was him going, you know, doing the monkey sounds, possibly. At least according to NPR, they share the image here from a different angle. Okay, we got the experts on the photo already analyzing it. Okay, they are in fact comparing it to chimps, etc. They've got AI analytics on it to confirm in the court of law that this man did a monkey gesture. Okay, I'm maybe making some of that up. But what was I going to say? That's what's going on here. So they're saying this one video shows a black woman and a group of white male counter-protesters yelling at each other. And this is, of course, the heated confrontations between pro-Palestinian protesters and a much larger group of these counter-protesters. In it, a man imitates the sound and dance of a monkey toward the woman, while others in the crowd chant, "Lock her up." In a letter to students and faculty the next day, University Chancellor Glenn Boyce said that university leaders are aware that some statements made were offensive, hurtful, and unacceptable. And am I to understand that I'm reading this correctly? The fraternity has kicked him out? Wait, hold on. Oh, no, racism. Fraternity says it removed member for racist actions during Mississippi campus protests. Wait, isn't a fraternity a group of men? Am I supposed to understand this? That's what these groups of men are doing? They're removing members for racist actions? You should be throwing a rager. You should be having a big old party. Yeah, right on, bro. I'm joking around. There's no such thing as racism. That's why you should throw a party, because it's just fake people using words to silence free men talking. It's just free men talking. And these isms are a way of silencing that. You get that. So yeah, racism, they're trying to call these people out. These are your racists. It's amazing. They put a picture of that Nicholas Sandman. And wasn't he a disappointment? Something happened with him, no? Wasn't Nicholas Sandman something happened with him? I could be wrong, but he's the guy who got a bunch of money from CNN for all the libeling and defamation that happened over this moment, remember? And he just stood smiling. The smirk of white racism and nationalism and white nationalism, and look, the monkey faces of racism and Nazis. You got to crack down. It's insane. It's like, did you see that woman? And I'm not talking about, you might think I'm saying she looks like a monkey or something. No, I'm just saying that I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying she looked, quite easy to make fun of. Okay? You can't make monkey noises at a black woman. Unless you wanted to, get their goat. If that was your motivation, if that was your mission, then that's a pretty darn good and clearly effective course of action. Huh? So instead of being all PO'd, you should be taking notes. Okay, what else? Racist white kids, they're trying to crack down. We just want to be they just want to be free men talking on a university. Incredible. What else about this? In a statement on Saturday, the fraternity Phi Delta Theta, that's what they are. They said they removed him. Racist actions on video, which are antithetical to its values. What are your values, Phi Delta Theta? For many, the moment stands as a dark reminder of the history of racism at the University of Mississippi. NPR had to go there. Dismantling segregation there has been a decades-long effort. Its former mascot was a plantation owner named Colonel Rebel. Yeah, the monkey noises will not stop, NPR, until the articles stop. The monkey noises, they will not stop, okay? Until the articles stop, until the anti-white articles stop, okay? All this guessing of what's in people's hearts. Oh, it's this is a reminder of racism. How about free men get to do monkey noises at fat black women who are acting a fool like they own the place, and they should stop telling men what to do. Get out of here. How about that? That's how I'm leaving that. Thank you. We got Frederick out of L.A. Appreciate your call, sir. You're on the air.
How's it going, Nick? I see you still not telling it like it is.
Tell him what am I not telling? What am I not telling? One thing I'm not telling like it is.
You said those white boys were men. Them are kids in college.
What about them?
I said they're men? College. You was calling them white men. Yeah, them are kids, boys. And you're on the side with kids.
I'm not sure what you're saying. Boys.
You know what?
I must not know.
I must not
know the age. I must not know the age when you go to college.
You must not. You calling them men. Them are somebody's kids.
But wait, what's the gripe? What's the gripe?
Comparing them to a grown adult.
Okay, but what's the gripe? What's specifically the problem? Because, I was just saying, I was just
act.
using language.
Pay attention.
I was just using language. What's the exact problem with what I was saying?
Nothing. You got it mixed up. You're on the side with the kids as if you would be out there with the kids.
Wait, whose side am I on?
What side you stand on.
Whose side am I on?
Go ahead. Ask the question, Nick.
Whose side am I on?
The kids' side, right.
How did I side with them?
You don't believe in racism, right?
Correct.
All right, so you're on the side with the kids, right?
Well, what do you mean by siding with them? I'm just saying that people calling this racist is ridiculous.
Right.
But with you, I have to. We have to clear things up here.
You're on the side of the behavior of the kids.
See, this is what I mean, folks. This is why we got to keep things nice and clear with Frederick. Keep it very clear.
Yeah,
crystallize
I know,
it.
Because you always
he said, now you on the side with the kids. Because he's always trying to get at something. It's like, let's be clear, super clear. What do you think I exactly support? What is it that I exactly support? And then let's talk about it if you have a problem with it.
Immaturity and no accountability.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Got you. Do you believe in accountability?
I mean, sure.
Oh, this week you believe in accountability.
But what's your problem? Let's get to it.
Wait a minute. You're putting up a whole thing that ADL. Now the way we talk on the phone, I gotta talk nice to you, or your channel might get taken down. But anti-Semitism don't exist, right?
Correct.
But if I start talking about the Holocaust and is it real or fake, Is it?
Are you asking me if it's real or fake?
No, if a majority of the people in the United States say something's real, then it's real, even if it's just an ideal, like racism. Like
what are you saying? You're not even speaking English. Are you asking me if that's anti-Semitic to question the Holocaust? No. Next question. Be clear.
No, it doesn't matter. Listen, this is what I'm saying. If the majority of people can lock you up, we winning. They can go to jail for hate speech. We're not worried about how you feel that racism don't exist. We got laws in place to handle the whites for hate crimes, and I was down there at
So you believe in hate speech? I didn't do anything, folks. I did not. My hands are. You saw. Look. You see this? You see my fingers here? If I wanted to press the button, I gotta go like that. Call me back, I guess. But yeah, that was painful. Maybe that's a reason we should do it. Call me back. Because, yeah. Are you... It's like we got to go around the rigmarole. It's like, let's just get to it, Frederick. Do you believe in hate speech? Are you pro-hate speech? Then we can... So when you call me back, if you do, we can get right to that. Do the rigmarole of snide remarks like, you're not saying, I don't know, Nick, you got people controlling you, da-da-da. Let's talk about what you think I'm being controlled about and what I'm not allowed to say. Let's talk about it. Maybe it was God's plan. Hey, right on, Joel. That's actually hilarious. But I would be happy to take your call, Frederick, sincerely. I actually do mean that. So call me back because I did not hang up on you. Because, we could get into that. That's an interesting thing to get into. On the hate speech stuff, you're saying, we got laws to get at the whites. Remember, this is the guy who says, no, I have no problem with white people. I don't think they should be a minority. I agree with you, Nick. There's injustices going on, and this is the same guy. Remember that, folks. This is the same guy, and he's like, don't worry, we got laws to control you white people. See, for him, it's tribal. It's about his people, the blacks or pharaohs or whatever he's into. It's not about morality. This is the same person who thinks he believes in God. And he'll say everything about the Jews, but if it's on his favor, if we can get the whites, oh, right on, Jews, I'm right with you. Yeah, anti-Semitism, racism, it's all real. Do you have a shred of integrity, Frederick, at all? But you can call me back and talk about it if you'd like. 888-775. I mean, we have very few minutes here. You could always call me back tomorrow as the minutes are ending here. Integrity is for loser. Yeah, maybe I'm just a square. I did not hang up on him, Dune Jesus. Okay. Slow tep. Are you saying like slow as like slow? That's actually funny. 𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒎. You're a funny person though. Why would I be surprised? But yes. What else about this? Tar Baby Yoda, that's just instigating. Wait a minute, what? What's up, cuz? What do you want me to wait a minute about? Is Nick free enough to make... What's up, Carver? Thank you for the super chat. Is Nick free enough to make monkey noises at Fred? Well, here's the thing I don't get. If you're going to act like a baboon, why am I not allowed to make monkey noises? I don't understand. Is there something that I'm not supposed to understand about that? Why is that controversial? Thank you, Carver. Back-to-back super chats there, sir. Much appreciated. Instigation. Nick has a kill switch at his feet. Yeah, that's actually possible. That's easy to do with the technology we have in this room. So I know I'm not helping the conspiracy, the anti-Frederick conspiracy. Maybe I have a kill switch at my feet, but I'm telling you, Frederick, I did not do it. Do not. I know, Zeddy, that's hilarious. I wish I was as funny as you. I'm working on it. Maybe I should work on my gorilla / monkey noises. You know, should I ever need them? I can't think any foreseeable events personally. But you never know. Okay, yeah, you got the lows. You got the highs. Yeah, definitely. You definitely got the gorillas. How do we do highs? No, okay, we're going to work on it, folks. We're going to work on it, but we got to work on it. I'm not racist. You're racist. All right, folks, call me tomorrow. That's it. That's the show, American Anchor Baby. Coming back tomorrow, Tuesday, Country Western Tuesday. The Hake Report, 9 a.m. Joel, Friday, 11 a.m. And at noon, your American Anchor Baby. Yes, your American Anchor Baby will be back. See you tomorrow, folks. Thanks for being with me today. That's the Super Chats, the calls, and the show. Take care. And be patient until tomorrow for more shows. That's the Bond Network, as always. Thank you. Bye.